Gina from Brussels is today's Cooking with You guest. And Gina, you make some really unique pies that people may not have heard about.
Right. Well, this time of year is pumpkin pie time, but we're talking today about Belgian pies, which is kind of a passion of mine. Belgian pies have been around for years, since our ancestors brought the tradition back from Brussels when they emigrated to this area, and have kind of kept the tradition going.
All right, so kind of tell us a little bit about some of the pies we're looking at here.
Traditionally, there's the prune with the cottage cheese topping, and also the apple, which is kind of like an applesauce, and then the rice you top with whipped cream. So it's kind of like a rice pudding.
Yeah, I was going to say, when I first looked at it, I'm like, is that rice on the pie, but rice pudding?
Right, and I couldn't really do a demonstration for you today because it really takes a long time to make these pies.
But I know that you did give us some pictures kind of the process of making the pies. So
okay, well, what's shown here is the crust base is a sweet dough crust, and you start with eggs and butter and cream and all the really things that don't have a lot of calories to them. And then it's a raised yeast dough, so you mix the dough up and then you have to let it raise once, and then there's the mixing of the dough. And my mom taught me how to do this, and she learned from her grandmother or her mother, and once the dough is ready, then you let it raise, and then it's kind of like you let it raise actually 3 times, Angela, when you're doing this process. When it's ready, you pinch off what we call biscuits, and then the biscuits are let to set out to raise again, and then once they're ready, you don't really roll the pie out like you do a traditional pie. You like press it into the pan, kind of like I'm showing right there. And well, that's prior to that. But, and then once it's you let it raise again, and when they're ready, then you can fill them. And I have some samples of some of the fillings right here, but what's shown there is the prune, and that's a process where you have to take the pitted prunes and grind them, or and then you mix it and puree it. Years ago, my mother used to that was my job when I was a little girl. They didn't have food processors then, so we had to grind it and just like put the prunes in the grinder and grind it. And so it's a lot of fun. It was a great thing that my mother taught me. I never really got to do it when she was alive. You know, when she was alive, she passed away a number of years ago. But you learn a lot from watching, and that's kind of why I've carried on the tradition and wanting to teach the Belgian pie classes.
That is so cool. So you are actually teaching some classes?
Yes.
Can people sign up to do this?
Sure. St. Norbert College contacted me about doing this, and so they organize it, and they have the link on their website. And you can sign up, and it's a 4-hour class where you learn from start to finish how to do all the fillings and how to do the crust, and you get your hands in it, and it's really kind of fun. So,
and I'm sure we're going to get the link to that on our website, fox11online.com. So maybe you can sign up for a class. But I love the story that goes along with these pies. I've never seen this type of pie. They look really delicious, and the story that goes along with it is great. So thanks for joining us this morning.
Yeah.
We are going to take a quick break, and then a whole nother hour of Good Day Wisconsin is coming right up.